I'm Sam from Cultaholic, and I'm here this morning with a lovely dose of morning wrestling news. But before I begin, I need to remind you that today is the last day that you can sign up for WrestleCrate and get our exclusive Cultaholic t-shirt design that's inside this month's crate. Oh, isn't it beautiful? Sign up at wrestlecrate.co.uk before midnight to get yours and use the code Cultaholic to get a free autograph bundle inside your first crate. But with that out of the way, let's take a look at all the headlines. AEW are signing a sports legend. A pair of WWE Hall of Famers have teased one more run. And there was a major title upset on last night's NXT. A bit more on that in a bit. Now, the world is no stranger to celebrity involvement in the world of wrestling. I mean, Cyndi Lauper pretty much single-handedly punched WWE into the stratosphere all those years ago, and from reality stars to actors to sports legends, it's just sort of something that happens, and that trend seems like it's set to continue here, as Shaquille O'Neal is reportedly headed to AEW. Cody Rhodes addressed the crowd last night on AEW Dynamite for the first time since his TNT title match against Darby Allin at Full Gear. He gave credit to Darby Allin for being the better man before he turned his attention toward his next challenge. So he's just kind of spitballing. He brings up the idea of a rematch against MJF, and then he's cut off by the debuting Jade Cargill. Cargill warned Cody that he's awoken a sleeping giant, and that giant goes by the name of Shaq. Now, a lot of people quick to jump on this, criticize it, tear it apart, the world's ending, the sky's falling down, everything's going to end, Vince will be the only thing left, oh no, what's going to happen to the world of wrestling? It actually makes perfect business sense. I don't understand where all of that conflict is coming from. Honestly, it's pretty much as simple as this. Shaq is a mega name in the sporting world, and he is going to bring attention to AEW and potentially eyes of people, maybe lapsed wrestling fans, maybe people who have never even given wrestling a chance, let alone AEW Dynamite a chance. If Shaq's there, they may tune in. It makes AEW look like a very big deal to be associating with such cultural legends, and of course it gives Shaq featured TV time. I'm assuming that Shaq is going to be plugging something or promoting something that's upcoming. These relationships tend to work both ways. I mean, the match, in all likelihood, I'll give you that, the match is probably going to be a little bit crap, but at the end of the day, they're not going for feud of the year. The sky isn't falling down. It's just celebrity involvement. It's a featured part of wrestling, and it has been forever. Also, if you're one of those people that's sort of a bit weirded out by, Shaq had a prior association with WWE, now he's coming to AEW, does it look like maybe they're picking their scraps? No, it's Shaq. He goes beyond that. He's so much bigger than that tiny amount of time he spent in a ring with Big Show. So yeah, as I said, it's not going to be match of the year, but that's hardly what they're going for. This is a complete promotional tactic, and hopefully it's one that's going to pay off and bring a lot more eyes to the AEW product. Now, in an interview with Access Hollywood to promote the upcoming season of Total Bellas, both Brie and Nikki were asked if they had retired from the ring for good, and the answer may actually shock you. Brie said, "See, this is what's hard for Nikki and I. When we left, all of a sudden, the WWE Women's Tag Titles came, and we've been dying to have tag titles. And so her and I feel like we have one more run in us, and we really want to go for those titles." This comes after both Nikki and Brie announced their retirement from in-ring competition on Season 4 of Total Bellas in 2019. The Bellas also appeared on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon in June of 2019, where Brie went into a lot more detail surrounding the injuries that have caused her to have to step away from the ring. Earlier this year, both Nikki and Brie gave birth to children. I'm just going to read this out so I definitely get the dates right. Nikki and her fiance Artem welcomed the birth of their first child on July 31st, where Brie and Daniel welcomed the birth of their second child on August 1st. Nikki's fiance Artem spoke to US Weekly about the potential for an in-ring return, saying that Nikki has been having talks about coming back and doing something together with her twin sister Brie. They both have kids, and I feel like they still have this unclosed chapter with wrestling, so I would not be surprised. It's also worth noting that both Nikki and Brie were set to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year, but that didn't quite go to plan, did it? Thank you very much, COVID. What do you guys think about the potential for a Bella's return to the ring? I think it could work. The women's tag belts could use that fresh injection of excitement and just, a spotlight on them for just a little while. Even if it is just a little while, it might be quite nice to see them return. Next up, for the first time ever, WWE Tribute to the Troops is coming to Fox. It was announced today that this year's Tribute to the Troops will take place on Sunday, December the 6th, adjacent to Fox's regional NFL broadcasts. So just to get this right, for those with NFL games airing at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Tribute to the Troops will air at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, and for those with NFL games airing at 4:05 p.m. Eastern, Tribute to the Troops will air at 3 p.m. Eastern. Tribute to the Troops will take place in the Thunderdome, and it will include servicemen and women and their families from Marine Corps Air Station New River, U.S. Army Post Fort Hood, U.S. Navy aircraft carrier USS John C. Stennis (brackets CVN74), Naval Air Station Fallon, and Naval Air Weapons Station China Lake. Statement goes on to say, supporting the United States military year-round is an essential part of Fox Sports' mission, and partnering with WWE on their Tribute to the Troops is an incredible extension of this ongoing commitment. Fox Sports Chief Executive Officer Eric Shanks said in a press release, supporting the United States military year-round is an essential part of Fox Sports' mission, and partnering with WWE on their Tribute to the Troops is an incredible extension of this ongoing commitment. And Vince McMahon chimed in with, "This is a unique time, and we look forward to providing our troops and their families with an interactive experience that only WWE can deliver as we celebrate our servicemen and women with millions of our fans watching at home on Fox." WWE also said that they will be announcing special celebrity guests from both the sports and entertainment worlds, and they'll be getting announced in the coming weeks. In addition to the Tribute to the Troops event, WWE will also be hosting virtual meet and greets with the military personnel and WWE wrestlers. Now, talking to Sports Illustrated, former WWE Universal Champion Braun Strowman addressed his attempts to fix the third hour drop in ratings on Raw. Braun said, "The third hour of Raw sometimes falls off with ratings, so I pitched an idea to bring the Monster Among Men to Raw Underground in the third hour. It's so easy now to watch parts of the show on social media after it happens, but my goal is to get people to watch our live product. That's a huge factor in why I went to Raw, which is where I first made a name for myself. For me, being a WWE superstar is like a candlelight, and there is so much that I want to accomplish before it burns out, so I'm bringing my absolute best to Raw. This is a big time for me, and it's a chance for me to make a mark and win that one world title that has eluded me." Now, spoilers for NXT. If you do not want to know spoilers, then skip ahead past this story, please. Now, are they all gone? All the people that like to complain about spoilers? Right? Good? Yep. Gone? Right, okay. Last night on NXT, in the opening match, via surprise roll-up, Leon Ruff captured the NXT North American Championship from Johnny Gargano. In storyline, Gargano was looking to break the curse that he's not really able to successfully defend titles. He also promised that he would be facing a worthy opponent on the show. Gargano would then go on to open the show, and he'd have a wheel of challengers that was definitely rigged, so it would end up on Leon Ruff. And land on Leon Ruff it did. Gargano was distracted by Damian Priest in the crowd, and this allowed Ruff to hit a crucifix bomb to pick up the victory. And this storyline looks like it's set to continue for just a little bit longer, obviously Priest losing the title to Gargano at Halloween Havoc in a Devil's Playground match. The stipulation was decided by the spin the wheel make the deal gimmick, and Gargano was able to defeat Priest with the help of somebody dressed up in a Scream outfit, presumably Indy Hartwell. And finally, we had a huge return on last night's AEW Dynamite. So post-match, Phoenix and Penta, Eddie Kingston hits the ring. He calls Penta his best friend, he sort of shoves Phoenix away, and he tells Penta, you know what, you don't need any dead weight. And then he's cut off by a returning Pac. Yes, the big bad Geordie bastard is back, and he grabbed a mic and he said, "Eddie Kingston, do you think I'd be gone forever, huh? Well, bad news, scumbag, the bastard's back, and you made a very, very big mistake." Pac then hits the ring, or goes to hit the ring, and then you get, referees and backstage staff come out, and it's just a big pull apart. But in the middle of all of that, it's announced that Pac will be going one-on-one with the Blade next week in his in-ring return. Where do you guys think they're going to take this? Because we had the whole Death Triangle thing, but obviously as more and more people couldn't really be coming to and from the country, and it got a little bit awkward, and everything's just sort of moved on and rolled over. Hopefully we can get this back central. But that has been your morning news. Stay tuned as always for content throughout the rest of the day. And as always, I've been Sam from Cultaholic. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon.